So what I came to the conclusion of, Steve, was that I was with my private capital company that I do, my little small family
Yeah, for
brokerage that I
sure.
run, and we were just offering too many products, just
Yeah.
too
Hey,
many. It's like there's a problem with that. There's a couple problems. Number one is the recipients of the advertising or the emails that I sent out. I'm
yeah.
not really sure what you do. It's like
Mm,
do all these things like.
yeah.
And then the other problem is like, okay, now I have to keep track of and be good at a zillion things, right? I can't say we have gap funding. And I don't know really anything about gap funding. And when somebody comes in and says I need gap funding, now I'm on the hunt and the mission to discover
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
I can do and how it works and all that stuff. You know what I mean? It's not good. And so what I did is I really just narrowed it down. I narrowed it
Hey,
down to
hold
like
on. And before
four
we go into,
things. Yeah.
so what you're saying is like one of the lessons you've learned with Lulu Capital
Yeah.
is that you were sitting here saying, like, I do apartment lending, I do
Yeah.
this lending, and I do this lending. And so you're just grabbing all of the products that everybody's telling you that you can do and just starting promoting it. And it created confusion, or people are like,
Correct.
what do you do, man?
Right. Yeah, it became confusing. And so I discovered too, but there was kind of a need for a few different things
So some things kept popping up. Like
kept
which
popping
ones? Give
up.
me, give me some examples.
Okay, main one, assisted living on single family home,
Oh,
right?
okay.
So
Yeah.
SFR, your
Yeah.
regular 4 bedroom, 2 bath house.
Yeah.
People set up an assisted living business inside of them. It's very popular these days, right? But the financing
Wow.
on it, they ain't easy because it's
Okay.
both residential and commercial, right?
Mixed use.
It's
Yeah. Yeah.
wacky, right?
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, that's a good niche, bro.
Mm,
A couple of emails
mm,
I've been
mm,
bombed with just inbound. And I thought, why don't I just kind of become known as that guy?
mm,
Just there's
mm-hmm.
enough of it out there to have a good steady stream of it and just be known as that guy. That doesn't mean I
Mm-hmm.
can't do other things, right? I mean, we could do other things, but just, so I focused it on four: assisted living, construction, um, cannabis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so there was three of them. There's another one I can't remember what I
Hey,
picked,
so
but there's
let me
yeah,
ask you this. How did you laser in on it? So it's kind of like in our world, on the broker side, you got 42 lenders and you've got
yeah,
DSCR, bank statement. Like, did it come out of conversation or
yeah,
you ran into, look, so how did you
experience.
identify the top ones?
Yeah, so it came out of experience, understanding that there's not there's not a lot of lenders that specialize in those things, right? They might be somewhere noted somewhere in the fine print or something,
Yeah.
but not really specializing in those things.
Right.
And that's what I wanted to do. Yeah, so it was assisted living, commercial, cannabis,
Yeah.
and construction, right?
Mm.
And so those are the four things that are like the four core things that I felt were good, usable, nichey. I'm good at all those things. I know how to do all those
Mhm.
things well. And I thought, I'm just going to be known as that guy. And so in the residential space, I think you could do that as well. I mean, you
Oh,
can
for
offer
sure.
everything. You can offer everything. And
Sure.
we've talked about people finding niches and,
Yeah.
doing that kind of a thing. But what are your, I just think it's kind of neat to have a thing that you're really known for that you just go to that. You just go to that guy. That's the guy that does all that.
Well,
Right.
and I'm thinking of a loan officer right now. Well, I'll give you an example. She had a client. They ended up buying manufactured homes, and she realized, dude, that was hard, but we got it done. And then what would happen is she'd bump into more people, and she found a massive niche
Yeah.
in these $200,000 manufactured homes, and almost competition free.
Yeah.
Because,
Right.
everybody's like, oh, I don't know. It goes back to sometimes you stumble on that tough deal, but when you get it done, I'll give you another example. My wife, Steph, she was working a complex, a condo complex, and the complexity of getting that condo loan done. There was like one lender that would do this certain type of condo. And I'm like, girl, you need to go to every single listing in that complex because now you got a niche
Right.
and be the condo niche.
Right.
And so I think what happens is we run into that one tough deal and you figure it out. and then you run away from it because you're like, that was tough.
Right.
Instead of leaning into it and saying, if it was tough for me, it's tough for other people. What
Right.
if I just doubled down? Because the more you do, the better you get, the
Yeah.
easier it gets. And it's like now you begin to create a niche. And we all know it, man. Riches are in the niches because and it's like, well, I don't want to be known as the manufactured lender, and I don't want to be known as the condo. You like that could be a part of what you do, but it
Exactly.
will offer greater opportunity because people are like manufactured, call Steve, condo, call Frank, and it's like what ends up happening is you're remembered by that one, but you can still do many other products. So
Exactly right. Yeah, it doesn't mean you don't do the other things or don't offer the other
sure,
things. You can
sure.
still do everything, right? But oftentimes, well, there's that story. It was a similar story. I think it was manufactured home.
Yeah.
We were at an event in Lake Tahoe a few years back, and
I
their
remember
husband
that
and
event.
wife
Yeah.
team, and I think it was mobile home. It wasn't it was
Mm-hmm.
literal wheels
Mm-hmm.
on
Yeah.
mobile home park.
Chassis, mobile
Yeah,
home.
yeah, yeah. Mobile home park or mobile home financing. They
Yeah.
hyper niched it, right? And they suddenly had this, tons of people,
Oh, yeah.
agents reaching out to them about it. But then what wound up happening is you get somebody says, "Yeah, I think I want to buy this mobile home," and they're like, "Yeah, well, you could actually get an FHA loan and get a regular house, for this." And like, well, maybe we'll go down that route. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
the mobile home. So it wound up parlaying for them into all kinds of other business. And then
Oh, for
then you get
sure.
to know the realtor partner, and you let the
Mm-hmm.
realtor partner know this isn't all I do. I do everything. If you got anything else, let me know. I'm like, great. Next thing you know, you've
Yes.
built a relationship. So riches are in the niches, and the niche can be the thing that gets the attention,
Oh, for sure.
of an agent. But also, if you become good at it and you truly do it better than anybody else, you do get business from that as well.
That's right.
Hey there, if you're loving the tips so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button and then click on the bell as well so you never miss out on more cool free tips coming your way. And also, would love to hear from you. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think or what you want to see next. Yeah.
Hey, why do you think, real question, why do you think, and we all have struggled with it, why do you think it's hard to lean into a niche?
I think you kind of hit it. It's because most of the time, if it's going to be a viable niche, I think it's just my opinion. If it's going to be a viable niche, yeah, they're difficult things, right? They're
Mhm.
things that aren't simple
Yeah.
to figure out and understand. So the
Yeah.
learning curve can be an obstacle to, do I want to niche on this or do I not? And then the other thing too is I think that we have to identify if I'm going to do that, I want to do a niche that's got demand, right? Like I need it to have some kind of demand, right? Not just
Right.
something that's like so obscure, there's
Yeah.
absolutely no demand for it.
Hmm.
Like there's nobody's looking for it. That's like the assisted living thing for me. It's in high demand. I closed a deal in Florida and I was like, okay, that was cool. And then it just started popping up in conversations with people, that I work in an assisted living. I was like, oh, really? Oh, down on Marshall Road in Vac. I was like, really, right in my town, and I
Wow.
knew, wow,
Yeah.
there's a niche for this, there's a need for
You're
it.
being aware. You're just being
Yeah.
aware of, I'm hearing it. There, this just happened.
Yeah. Oh, and
Yeah.
the other thing too was that was interesting is the deal I did in Florida, a gentleman bought a assisted living home that already had an assisted living business in it,
Yeah.
and the home seller, right, had several of them, right? So I
Mm.
thought there's some this is something. And so, but I tell you, then I just did an email blast to the AI CRM. I did it to about 60,000 real estate agents, and the inbound inquiries I got, I'm still dealing with them. Like I'm still
Wow.
dealing with it. And so I went, okay, this is a good one. What I mean? This is a good one,
Well,
so
dude, that's all you need.
yeah,
Hey, I'll tell you what. I think people lean away from niches because number one, I don't want to be pigeonholed.
yeah,
Number two, it's like I don't want to miss other opportunities and
right.
I wouldn't want to narrow my focus. And I would just encourage you, look around the business and what conversations are being had.
Yeah,
And where are some of the problem areas that keep coming up that you might be able to solve? Because what I think it's telling you, and oftentimes we're just so focused on, I do everything. Yeah, but do you remember the person that does everything or the person that does that assisted living single family residence? I remember
right.
that one.
Yeah,
And it doesn't mean you don't offer other products, but I think in our attempt to say, I do everything, I work with everybody, because you don't want to let go of the business around you.
Right.
We feel like that being specific is going to limit it. But what I would challenge you is find your niche, find your voice.
Yeah.
And the more you do that, the more people can remember. And they're like, oh, yeah, there's that reverse mortgage person. Yeah, I
Hmm.
know they do other things, but man, they're really good at reverse mortgages.
Yeah.
And I think it's just that all things to everybody, because I don't want to not, let somebody go. It's a trap. And it's actually better the other way around. When you niche, people remember. When you're general, people forget.
Right.
So, yeah.
There's that guy. He's on YouTube everywhere, and he's a super successul business guy. He's made gazillions, hundreds of
Yeah.
millions of dollars. He wears the tape around his nose. He's kind of a muscle
Oh, yeah.
guy.
Alex Hermosi.
Alex,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was listening to one of his things, and he was describing. Some people were asking him, "What's the main thing? What's the main
Yeah.
thing?" And then he goes, "Listen, I'm going to tell you a story." He goes, "I got a buddy of
Yeah.
mine, and he's I believe he said he was a contractor, and I can't remember if
Okay.
he was roofing contractor, I think, right?" And he said, he came to Alex and said, "What can I do, man? I need to grow. I need to get better." He goes, "Well, what do you got going on right now?" And he goes, "Well, I'm roof guy." And he says, "But we do this and we do that and we do this and we do that. We do like 7 or 8 different things that we do." And Alex was like, "What's the main thing?" He goes, "Roofing." He goes, "Well, just focus on that. Just don't worry about those other things." And exactly what the guy said. No, I don't want to miss those. I don't want to miss those opportunities, because I don't want to leave money on the table. Is what
Right.
that was
Yeah.
his
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
exact
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
exact thing that he
Yeah.
said. But Alex was telling him, you're losing money because you're not hyper focused on the one thing that you could excel at and be
Mm,
better at than anybody else.
that's
So
it.
you're actually not able to scale. You're not able to grow because you have too much
That's
that
it.
you're offering. And I thought that was an interesting comment.
Hey, well, think about this. Your burger joint in California, how
In and out.
many? Yeah, that's what I was about to say. How
Hmm.
many burgers do they have?
Well, they just got one, really. I mean, they've got like one
But
that comes with a different amount
they
of
only do it
patties.
like 4 or 5 ways.
Yeah, yeah. But it's
And
one. It's the
and
same thing. It's just like one patty or two patties or three patties.
but
And then
but but
or you
I'm just
can,
telling you, it's
yeah.
amazing. Like I look at In and Out, and even the success they've had. They opened one up a few years ago here in Houston. Now there's several of them, but man, just a constant line
Oh,
around the
dude, it's
building.
incredible. Yeah,
Yeah, and you know what? I'd never had an In and Out burger, but the truth is, I walked in, and I'm like, it's one burger done like 4 different ways.
right. That's it. That's
Clearly,
all they got.
I mean, clearly they didn't offer chicken sandwiches and burritos and breakfast. I mean, like they've got it down. And if somebody like In and Out, you just see that the concept is so powerful.
Mm,
If variety mattered, they would have 55 things, but it
right,
doesn't. They
right.
do one thing really, really well.
Really, really
So
well.
that's
Yeah.
it.
So it's interesting thought. I mean, I just
Yeah, great
whoever's
thought. I
listening.
love it.
Yeah,
So the question to our audience today is, what's your niche? What are
yeah,
you bumping into that you could double down on
yeah.
and become known for, so that you are able to exponentially grow your business?
And I
So
would say this too. Remember, if you decide you're going to do it, um, you got to get in it for the long haul. Like
yeah, yeah.
you have to let people know this is my thing. This is what I do for months
Oh,
and
for
months,
sure.
right? And then
Yeah, for sure.
eventually, it just everybody knows that,
Everybody
and
knows it.
and you're
Yeah.
just the go-to to where you get somebody in a real estate office who's going, "Man, I got this assisted living thing." They go, "Frank, got
Yeah,
to
call
talk to
Frank.
Frank. Frank will help you," because they know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because they
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
that's where you got to get it to. But that takes time. So it
It
just
does.
yeah,
You're
it
you're
takes
just
time,
planting seeds, man.
right?
Everybody wants it done today. No, it's the consistency of messaging over time and getting it out. So,
Yeah, yeah.
hey, good stuff, man. Great
Yeah, man.
conversation.
Good
I love
stuff.
it.
Yeah. Hey, so if people want help,
Yeah.
what's the best place for people
Yeah,
to get help?
let's send you freedomplanningcall.com.
Okay.
We'd love to, at the Mortgage Marketing Animals, we would love, look, if you feel like I'm a little stagnant, I haven't, we've talked about this. There's only, a handful of months left in the year, and you feel like I'm not where I wanted to be, then change that today. Take steps. Have a conversation with our teams at the Mortgage Marketing Animals. We'd love to help you. We got several layers of areas you can jump on, monthly coaching and things like that. But we'd love to link arms with you, help you finish the year strong and have your best year ever. freedomplanningcall.com. Good stuff, Frank.
Great stuff, man. It's always a pleasure. Let's get
Yes,
on out of
yes.
here. You
All
guys
right.
have a great one.
See you.
Adios.